I mean, I had a daughter,
Had
but yeah, well, I found out about a year ago that she wasn't mine. So it's kind of
a year ago.
Yeah.
How old was
16, right?
you? Had
I was
so
doing
you
a
had a
trust
daughter
fund.
for 16 years.
Yeah, I was doing a trust fund, and then my accountant and my lawyer was like, "Yo, this is kind of big. You should take a DNA test so we can put it in a folder." I'm like, "All right." So I tell her it's a COVID test, swab, home test, not mine. I'm like, weird. It's probably just a cheap test. Get a better one. Do it again. Not mine. Ain't no way. I think I could have swore my mom was a virgin. Obviously, I didn't know how big my dick was back then, so everybody felt like a virgin in the beginning. So I'm like, ain't no way. So I research and I find the best genetic doctor. Fly him to my home, take the test.
But at this
Not
point,
mine.
she knows that it's a DNA test.
No. I'm like, baby, my assistant have COVID. Oh, another one got COVID. I just want to check everybody.
What was the conversation like with the mother?
So she was with me in Miami for like.
Yeah. Touch on the boards, I like this shit. It's got that feel to it. Had it hard.
What's up, y'all? Welcome back to Thinking Out Loud. It's your host, Maurice. Thank you for tuning in, clicking the link. I appreciate y'all. If you're new here, make sure you hit the subscribe. Stick around. 2026. We staying consistent. We just trying to deliver y'all some good quality content. That's it. But real quick, those are my favorite words. This is happening too often. It has been happening too often for far too many years, man. There really needs to be some type of consequence for these actions. Accountability needs to be taken. Nobody's being held accountable. There's no fear because there's no consequence. How many years have you seen or heard similar stories like this? Be honest with me. People like Maury Povich has made millions off creating a show strictly and solely based off women tricking men, deceiving men to raise kids that they find out later wasn't even their kid. Why is there no consequence for this? You don't hear about these women getting sued. You don't hear about them losing anything. You don't hear about jail time. Nothing. It's just, oh, the kid ain't yours. And that's it. The women on the show, they'll shed fake tear, run off into the back, while the man, a lot of times you'll see the men happy because they was probably dealing with a toxic woman, but we're overlooking the fact here that if this test wasn't taken, this man would be basically spending half his life or the rest of his life taking care of and raising a child that's not his. You know what I'm saying? Like, spending money on a child that belongs to another man, while 95% of the time the woman knows the truth. She know who the father is. She's watching you be the fool raising another man's kid because the other man probably wants nothing to do with the child. You know, he's probably a deadbeat or somebody she don't want to deal with no more. Here you come, the sucker, the good guy who's taking care of this child and raising him up like it's your own, and you have no idea this kid don't even belong to you. Bro, we see this happen far too often. Like, there's so many stories you can Google and pull up right now. Hundreds, probably thousands. I can't even think of the term for it. But at the end of the day, it's fraud and it's deceit. You know what I'm saying? There has to be some type of consequence. This is insane. Shout out to Jason Love, although he's handling everything well, or at least it seems in front of the camera. I know that gotta hurt. I know that got to hurt. This man was just saying how he only found out because he was going to put his daughter into his trust, into his will, and make sure she was set up for the rest of his life. And he accidentally found out. I have a friend who went through the same thing. The mother was demanding more child support. You know, he was working 2 jobs, trying to provide for himself and provide for the child. He's telling her he can't afford that right now. She threatened him, if you don't give me more money, I'm going back to the court. I'm gonna have them take it from you. He ended up going to court himself. They made him take a paternity test. He found out his 5-year-old son wasn't his 5-year-old son. And again, the mother walked away with no consequences. He showed her the paperwork. She shed the fake tears. You know, it was always the same thing. There was no Retribution, nothing. He just had to take the loss along with the emotional and psychological damage that comes with that. And he had to just eat it and get over it. That happens far too often. Right now, as men, we have no law that secures us. We have no law that defends us. Time and time again, we just have to take the L and pick ourselves back up. So all I can say to the men out there, know who you laying with, man. Know who you laying with. I know the world frowns upon inquiring about a female's past, but I highly suggest you do. And it's not to judge her or for whatever she done in her past, but it's to know who you dealing with. Because a lot of times, people return back to patterns, or a person's pattern could let you know what to expect from them in the future, so that's one. Two, paternity tests are mandatory. I don't care if it's your girl, it's your wife, one night stand, paternity tests have to be mandatory. No offense to anyone, but this happens far too often, and it's because we slip up. We trust too easy, and we're not protecting ourselves a lot of the time. We just automatically hear I'm pregnant and assume, okay, it's mine, I'm a father now, I gotta do what I need to do. You know what I'm saying? Get the paternity test, make it mandatory, right on the spot, right after birth. Don't wait. This man waited 16 years and is now heartbroken because somebody he gave all his love to, all his soul to, spent 16 years taking care of, he now finds out isn't even his biological daughter. Paternity tests need to be mandatory on the spot. Lastly, wrap it up, fellas. If it's not your wife and y'all haven't made a solid plan like, hey, let's have children together, why are you having unprotected relations in the first place? Sometimes we do it to ourselves. We put ourselves in these predicaments, and then we cry later when the whole time this was something that could have been prevented easily. Wrap it up. That's it. That simple. Stop messing with females who have potential to sleep around. You know what I mean? Like, y'all shouldn't be taking anything off with them anyway, but anyhow, that's neither here nor there. Be safe out there. Let me know what y'all think in the comments. If you know anybody who potentially could be going through this or potentially might go through this, share this video with them. All right, we'll see you on the next one. Peace.
Look me in my eyes, what you see is what I've been through. All I'm pouring out is pain. Head seeping through my pencil. Check the streets for my credentials. Ask all the bells, my name ring.